Maria stood at the airport gate, gripping her passport tightly. The hum of announcements in various languages filled the air, but there was one language she could now understand, clearly English. As she boarded her flight to London, she thought about the journey that had brought her here. A few years ago, she could barely introduce herself in English. Now, she was about to attend an international conference, all expenses paid, as a keynote speaker. But this journey wasn't always easy. The ups and downs of mastering a new language had tested her resolve, but the rewards had been far beyond what she had imagined. The struggle before fluency. Maria grew up in a small town in Colombia. Although she was an intelligent and ambitious young woman, her opportunities were limited. At school, she excelled in science and dreamed of working in healthcare, but her options were confined to what was available locally. Maria often heard people say that learning English could open doors, but it wasn't until she missed a golden opportunity that the weight of those words truly hit her. When Maria was in university, she came across a fully funded scholarship to study healthcare management in Canada. It was the perfect chance for her to advance her career and build an international network. However, as she read through the requirements, her heart sank. The scholarship required applicants to submit an essay and a video in English, detailing their goals and qualifications. Despite her passion and expertise, Maria struggled with basic English, let alone expressing her academic aspirations in the language. For days, she tried to draft the essay, using translation apps and asking friends for help, but the sentences felt disjointed. The video was even more daunting. She fumbled over words, unable to clearly communicate her ideas. In the end, she didn't submit the application. That missed opportunity stung deeply, but it became the catalyst for change. Maria decided she would never let a lack of English proficiency stand in the way of her dreams again. The turning point, committing to learning. Maria's first step was setting a clear intention. She didn't just want to learn English, she needed to master it. She set a plan in motion, knowing this would be a marathon, not a sprint. Her evenings were dedicated to English classes, and her weekends to online courses. Slowly, her vocabulary grew. The grammar rules that once seemed so foreign became more familiar, though they still took time to apply correctly. At first, progress felt slow, and there were moments of frustration. She struggled with pronunciation, especially the th sound, and often second-guessed her sentence structure. Some days, Maria wanted to give up, thinking she would never get the hang of it. However, she kept pushing forward. Her teachers noticed her dedication and began giving her extra resources to practice. Maria also immersed herself in the language as much as she could. She changed her phone settings to English, listened to podcasts on her morning commute, and even began watching movies without subtitles. Every small improvement felt like a victory, a clearer conversation at the market, understanding a song lyric, or writing an email without constantly checking the dictionary. Expanding horizons, new opportunities. As her English improved, so did her confidence. After a year of intense learning, Maria decided to reapply for another international scholarship. This time, she felt equipped. She wrote her essay in English, focusing on her healthcare experience and future goals. Although it wasn't perfect, it clearly communicated her passion, and she was proud of her progress. When it came time to record the video, she practiced for hours. She was nervous but determined. Her pronunciation wasn't flawless, but she spoke with conviction and sincerity. A few months later, Maria received the email that changed her life. She had been accepted for a one-year healthcare management program in London. Fluent enough in English to handle everyday communication, Maria felt a new world of opportunities opening before her. The scholarship wasn't just about the education, it was about the connections she would make, the cultures she would encounter, and the growth she would experience. And it was all possible because she had mastered the language that bridged her world with the international community. The global connection, travel, work, and friendship. Arriving in London, Maria faced a new reality. She was now in an environment where English was not just a tool for study, it was her key to navigating daily life. The ability to understand and speak fluently allowed her to interact with her professors and classmates from all over the world. In workshops and discussions, she no longer hesitated to ask questions or contribute ideas. Her peers admired her determination to overcome the language barrier, and she quickly became an active participant in group projects. One of the most unexpected benefits of being fluent in English was the friendships she made. Speaking a common language made it easier to connect with people from different backgrounds. Maria found herself building meaningful relationships with students from Asia, Europe, and Africa. They shared experiences, traditions, and dreams, fostering a rich cultural exchange that expanded her worldview. Professionally, the doors that once seemed closed began to open wide. Fluent in English, Maria was able to network at international healthcare conferences, attend global seminars, and apply for positions in multinational organizations. Employers who once might have passed over her CV due to language limitations now saw her as a valuable candidate with a unique perspective. Overcoming setbacks, persistence pays off. Of course, the journey wasn't without setbacks. There were moments in London where Maria still felt the pang of insecurity. Accents and colloquialisms sometimes threw her off, and she occasionally mispronounced words during important presentations. But these moments of failure only fueled her determination. She sought out additional speaking practice and asked for feedback whenever possible. One day, during an important healthcare presentation, Maria stumbled over a technical term. She felt a familiar wave of embarrassment wash over her. But instead of shrinking back, she paused, took a deep breath, and corrected herself. She could see her professors nodding in approval. It was in that moment that she realized fluency wasn't about never making mistakes. It was about having the confidence to keep going despite them. A future reimagined. The benefits of bilingualism. Now, back in Colombia, Maria reflects on how far she's come. Fluent in English, she is no longer confined to local opportunities. She consults for international healthcare firms, speaks at global conferences, and has even started a blog in both Spanish and English, sharing insights from her experiences abroad. The benefits of knowing English fluently have been life-changing for Maria. Her ability to communicate across borders has connected her with people, places, and opportunities that once seemed unreachable. She has gained not only professional advancement but also personal growth. The confidence she has found in mastering English has spilled over into all areas of her life. For Maria, the journey to fluency wasn't just about learning a new language, it was about unlocking a world of possibilities. Now, she encourages others to take the leap, to invest in their language skills, and to never let a lack of English fluency stand in the way of their dreams. After all, the world is waiting, and for those willing to learn, the opportunities are endless.